Go.
Hey, good morning. Happy Easter. Over here on the Easter Sunday, I'm doing meal prep with my family. As promised is part two, the actual prepping of our meals. So I just wanted to give you a little glimpse into what it looks like when I meal prep and how I do it. So in preparation for this video, I already started doing things so that I could show you so we really maximize our time. So I'm making in the crock pot, and you'll notice I use a lot of different cooking tools to help me and make my life a little easier so my kitchen's not such a mess. So in my crock pot, I'm going to make a fiesta chicken today. And so what I did was, the first thing I did was make sure the chicken weighs out, and I lay it on the bottom of the crock pot. Now, my boys are gonna help me do this because I feel like it's a good thing for them to do. So Jamie, come on over here. Why don't you tell them what you're putting in there? Look at the camera.
It's called diced tomatoes. Well, it's not actually called diced tomatoes. It's called petite diced, but it says tomatoes. My mom calls them diced tomatoes because that's just an easier name.
Perfect. And then why don't you pour it in for me?
Which one?
In the crock pot.
Okay.
Andrew, while he's doing that, why don't you go get the black beans in the kitchen? All the way in. Good boy. Let's make sure, look, we want to make sure we got all of them out. We don't want to waste any of the diced tomatoes. Great. You can go put that in the recycling. Thanks, buddy. Andrew, bring over the black beans. Okay, and so you'll notice they're in a colander. Turn around, look at them. Because I take them out of the can because there's a lot of extra juice, and I clean them off. So Andrew, why don't you put this in? Pour it all the way in. All the way. Get it all in. Okay, whoa. All right, hold on, please. Okay, can you go put that in the sink? Thank you very much. Okay, so then I also I'm adding I hate taking this off. Okay, I add a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of, Jamie, can you get that? A teaspoon of cumin. And I am going to also use some garlic powder. Sorry, I have stuff set up in preparation. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it around real quick. But the whole point of the crock pot is to make life easier. So now what I'm going to do is just mix it all around so it covers all the chicken. If you look now, that's what it looks like. I only did a half portion because the likelihood is that my kids won't really eat this more than once if I can even get them to eat it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up. Nice and easy. As you can see, we are New York fans. And I'm going to put it on low, and I'm going to cook it for about 8 to 10 hours. So that's one meal for the week. Now, I also use my air fryer a lot. Today, I'm using it for multiple things. So, Jamie, why don't you come turn this on? Turn it, that little button. Okay, this is my favorite. It's nice and easy. So what I did was I cut up my sweet potatoes, and I'm going to air fry them to have sweet potato fries. And this is the basket that it comes in. And so what I'm going to do is I let it sit in a gallon bag. For a little bit just to get all the flavors, and then I pour it in, and I take it out and I mix it around. Andrew, why don't you come here? And so what I do is can you push this up until 10 minutes? Keep going, you gotta keep going. Great, and then press that. And it will air fry for 10 minutes, and it'll come out crispy. It's not like a normal fryer. It uses air instead of oil. However, when I dress it, I do use my oil spray from Trader Joe's, which is one of my favorite. I also have an avocado spray that I use. I also end up using different spices. So for some of them, I did garlic. I also did this one, chili lime seasoning blend from Trader Joe's. And I just spray in here. I let it all mix around, and then I let it sit for a little bit, and then I put it in my air fryer. About halfway through, I open it up, I mix it around, and I put it back in. And that's easy. What I also air fried this morning in advance, because I didn't know how I was gonna go, I did kale chips, which is good. And I did that with olive oil spray, and I did that with garlic, and I did turnip fries, which are really good too. I also cut up fruit and washed them already. That's why they're in paper towels. I cut up some vegetables. I'm not gonna make my sloppy joes today, but I cut up the bell pepper so they're ready to go. So all I have to do is put the meat in, put the bell pepper in, and they're ready. So right now, so this is what a turnip looks like, just so everyone knows. So what I do is I cut it up like those fries, and then I dress them and season them with whatever I want. So I did Chipotle, Southwest Chipotle, and that was easy. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my cauliflower. I'm going to put them in the air fryer, dress it with olive oil spray, and whatever I feel like I want to season it with. And it's nice and easy, and then all my veggies are done for the week. Now, I'm also making another dish, which is a buffalo chicken bowl. It calls for making quinoa. So I put a cup of quinoa in here. So I'm gonna cook it in my Instapot, which is another cool tool, nice and easy. And then when I cook it, I use chicken broth because I just like the taste of it over water. So I put in a cup of quinoa, and I'm gonna do a 1.25 cup of chicken stock. This is a 1/2 cup. So this is 1 cup, and this is 2. And then what I'm gonna do is I just get a fork and I just mix it around. And that's what it looks like inside. Okay, now I close it up. I could do that, okay. I make sure that it's sealed, and then I hit high heat. Let me find that. Pressure. Let's see, where is high heat? Manual. And then I hit high heat. It's high pressure already. And I'm gonna do it for 2 minutes. And it will cook and then release itself when it's done. Now while that's going on, and that's for this meal, I am going to cook on the stove the chicken I need for the meal. So it says medium heat, so I'm putting this on. Now, again, I'm not a huge oil fan. So, hey, Jamie, can you get me my fork that's over there by the crock pot?
Okay.
Thanks, bud. And so, this is my spice closet. It's got a lot of different things that I use.
Especially oregano. I love oregano.
Oh, oregano is your favorite, right?
Yeah,
So
and garlic.
Oh, garlic is good too. Okay, so I put this in, and I have to cook it. Ooh. Gets a little messy, but you know, it is what it is. So I'll just spray it because it calls for like a whole. Now I have no more, but it calls for a whole. Can you go get me another spray in the garage steamer? Looks like this. Take it with you, and you'll see it. So this I'm gonna cook for until it's done. Rocky, out of the way, dude. And while that's cooking, Rocky's always in the way. I'm gonna make the sauce. What did I do? Oh, here. I'm gonna make the sauce for the buffalo. So I already put in here 1/3 cup of olive oil. I'm gonna do, because my husband likes it super spicy, don't you, honey?
I do.
Okay. So I'm gonna do, sorry, that took a little bit. I'm gonna do 1/2 cup of the sauce. And then I just whisk it.
I was told not to speak.
I whisk it. And as the chicken is cooking, I am waiting for all of my things to finish up.
Mom,
And
I got
when-
the olive oil spray.
Oh, thanks, bud.
And I put the other one in there. So
Oh, you are such a big helper. So look, I always have one prepared. So yeah, so that'll cook, that'll set, and then when that's done, I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna put it in here, and then I'm gonna add my broccoli florets. It's about 3 cups of broccoli florets, and I'm gonna cook it in the pan, same pan as the chicken, for about, because At some point with the chicken, I'm gonna add a little bit of this sauce to cook off with the chicken, and then transfer there, and then add the broccoli florets to that pan. Cook them for like 3 to 5 minutes until they're green and soft, because I don't like them al dente. Put that in there. Mix it with broccoli sauce, because I couldn't get the carrots. Some cabbage, and the quinoa that I'm cooking. And right now it's coming to pressure. It's coming to pressure, so that's good. And the chicken is cooking. And this is a nice little Sunday over here in the Verano household. Granted, today is Easter, but we know it's non-traditional times that we're living in. So now I'm setting myself up for success. My family helps me. I incorporate the kids and my husband in all of this so that we make it fun. I usually put on music with Alexa. Alexa off. And this is what we do every week. If you have any questions or need any tips, please feel free to reach out. But I hope this was helpful. Have a great Easter and happy Sunday. Oh yeah.